What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Monday 9-game main slate. Mr. Grande here. Mr. I Love BVP at the Real Grande on the screen. 9 games on a Monday. We might have some rain like we had over the weekend here. It looks like Cleveland and Pittsburgh potentially dealing with some rain. I know we had to deal with that over the weekend in some spots here as well. 2 guys up over $10,000 to top the slate here. You're on the playbook, so this is your first look to get you guys ready for all of the Monday action. You ready to jump into it?
No.
Not ready to jump into it. Let me know when you're ready, and we'll get in.
No. Just kidding. We're ready. Let's
all
go.
Right, there we go. Wheeler, Sale, top 2, 10-5, 10K. Wheeler's got the Cubs. Sale's got the Brewers. Pavetta's $9,500. He has the Dodgers. Those are your 3 guys over 9K. Thoughts, concerns, Wheeler, Cubs, elite pitcher, great offense. Does it feel like this is another spot where Chris Sale is going to be the chalky option of the 2?
Bazillion percent rostership. Bazillion. Approximate number in the bazillions. I'm not ever afraid to use great pitchers. We just saw the Tarek Skubal stuff over the weekend, right? Dominated the Cubs, shoved, was great, whatever. But when you have this other alternative option against a team that can't hit lefties, and this is what this pitcher is doing, coming off a Cy Young, I mean, it's just a no-brainer. But Zach Wheeler is as good as Chris Sale, or has been this year. And outside of one start, right?
Yeah, last start versus Atlanta got lit up.
But
uncharacteristically walked 4 guys.
Yeah. This is a guy who in his age 36 season, which I find insane. That
Wait, Wheeler's how old?
36.
Wow. Long time ago, he was a Met.
He was high, and he was the 3rd best pitcher on that team. And where is Noah Syndergaard and Matt Harvey today?
Sure.
He has the highest strikeout rate of his career. And he's 36. And he's been pitching for a long time. And he's been really good for a long time. So it's just there's obviously, if you want to play just clearly the lower owned guy, you can, right? Because but Chris Sale, better matchup, has been as good, if not better, lately. And then there's Pavetta, who's like, hey guys, what about me? Well, you get the Dodgers, so you can go sit in the corner and take this one off for the night.
Especially when you have Merrill Kelly, who had a perfect game going against Atlanta for a while, ends up with 7 innings of 1-hit baseball, 8 strikeouts. Had obviously a little bit of a blip there against Washington and St. Louis, but had really been very good. Since the start of the season. We kind of go back to that Yankees start where he got lit up. We're like, and those numbers kind of ruined him peripherally for a while, because we kept looking at Merrill Kelly. We're like, well, the expected ERA is this and the XFIP is that. And it's like, right, he gave up 9 runs to one team. Now we have a long stretch of starts where he was really good, faded a little bit, came back nearly through a perfect game. Seattle, though, has a guy that's on pace to hit 80 home runs. So, how concerned are we?
Not just a guy, a catcher.
Yeah, a catcher. On pace to have more homers than McGuire did during his 72 homer season. Obviously, they lost Julio Rodriguez. We don't know how long he's going to be out. The x-rays came back okay. He got hit in the ankle with the line drive. The rest of that offense hasn't really been anything special at all. It's one man doing the damage. Does that scare you off, Merrill Kelly, at all?
Didn't Bonds has the most home runs?
Yeah. I think, didn't he have 80?
73.
Bonds had 73?
McGuire hit 71?
Yeah.
70?
I think it's 72. I think we just looked this up. Hold on. Single season.
71. I'm going to go 71. Final answer.
Okay. We should know this. We had literally looked this up the other day. I don't want single game home run leaders. That's not what we're looking for.
You need as far as
season home run leaders. Yeah. Bonds had 73. McGuire had 70. Yes, you are correct.
Okay. Mike Cameron, he had 4.
Yeah, Cameron.
That's all I got.
Also a former Mariner.
Also former Mariner. Yeah, I mean, Merrill Kelly looks great. Outside of just avoiding Cal Raleigh's bat, because there's nothing else really in Seattle that's working other than Cal Raleigh. So
yeah,
Cal Raleigh has to be pissed. He's doing all this damage, and they're just like floating. They're just like floating above sea level here.
They have a 160 ISO versus right-handed pitching. It's probably all Cal Raleigh, right? Like take him out of the equation, and they have a 110 ISO or something like that. I mean, no one else is doing anything anymore. Polanco's gone, right? He's not hitting anymore.
So go.
So Kelly's there at 85, obviously coming off an elite start. Then you have, Matthew Boyd's been really good. I don't know if you want to test that versus Philly. Obviously, they have no Bryce Harper anymore, so does weaken that lineup. Certainly does. Barrios versus St. Louis. Dustin Mays at 8K. Shane Baz hasn't really figured much out. You got Boston. Yusei Kikuchi versus the A's outside of Sacramento. Could be something there. Luis Ortiz against Cincinnati outside of Great American Ballpark. Could have some strikeout upside there. I don't know if this Yuri Perez has it been official yet.
It was supposed to be
on track to start. Okay, $7,000 for Yuri Perez,
and he's built
up, and looked really good during his rehab. Against Pittsburgh, they're bringing finally a team figuring it out. Right, bring your guy back in an easy matchup. Don't throw them against like the Dodgers right away. Just see if you can settle down there.
Yep.
So I guess the question is like, what do you think ownership is on Yuri Perez? And then do you like anything else in the mid-range after Merrill Kelly?
I mean, I guess the Yuri Perez stuff will be interesting because he's obviously been out for a while.
Year and a half almost, right?
And yeah, it's been a long time. And still also, by the way, correction, Zach Wheeler's 35.
Okay.
I looked it up. Still 35 years old for Zach Wheeler. Still like older than I would assume people think. I don't know. I mean, dude, he's 22. Is that not crazy? He's missed a year and a half, and he's 22.
Yeah, he was the number 7 prospect in all of baseball in 2023 when he got called up. And he made 19 starts in 2023 and looked pretty damn good doing it. Obviously, last year, RIP to a lot of my best ball teams. We're all in on the Yuri Perez hype train. Gets injured in spring, Tommy John surgery, doesn't pitch a season. But we talked about it. Like the Marlins, this wasn't like he had a 3 rehab outing and he's back. They gave him the full rehab maximum amount, basically of starts.
8 outings. 8 outings
to get right.
His last outing, he threw 82 pitches.
He had a K per 9 over 10, walks around 4, which obviously isn't great, but that kind of command does go a little bit, they say, when you're coming back from Tommy John surgery.
So here was the buildup.
Yep.
Ready? So he got his final 3 outings were in AAA. He went 61, 72, 82 pitches. That tells me he's throwing 90.
Yeah,
around
85, 90 probably, as if he gets there, right?
That's a high-owned pitcher in the best spot.
High strikeouts. We talk about this a lot with DraftKings specifically. Pittsburgh and offense were, again, I mean, they do have some guys, like we saw Brian Reynolds maybe kind of start to come around a little bit. They did add the infielder there's back with them.
Nick
Gonzalez is back. Obviously, he has been great, but he is back in their lineup, first round pick for them. Obviously, they have O'Neal Cruz, but Pittsburgh in general, not a good offense this year. Strikes out a ton. 112 ISO, 230 batting average, 290 WOBA against right-handed pitching. So a lot to like with Yuri Perez at 7K. I was curious what they would price him at. But as I mentioned, I kind of scrolled through and you nodded your head a little bit in agreement. Kikuchi's at home versus the A's and Ortiz at home versus Cincinnati, $7,700 and $7,500. 2 guys that also can get some strikeouts.
Yeah, those would probably be the two spots I'd go. Kikuchi, the primary issue with Yusei Kikuchi lately has been the walks. I mean, he has been unable to throw strikes,
sometimes intentionally,
and sometimes intentionally, and then it's obviously led to deep counts and short outings. So that could be an issue, but obviously getting the Athletics out of Sacramento is a good thing. Dude, we've talked about Luis Ortiz a lot more than I think we probably realized we would be. He's looked really good in some tough environments. Like his last 5 starts, Philadelphia, 1 run, 6 innings, 9 strikeouts. In Great American, 5 innings, 2 earned, 7 strikeouts. He has a massive ground ball rate.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 innings against the Tigers didn't look great, but like serviceable. And then the Angels and Yankees, he's been lights out. Four of the last 5 starts, he's been absolutely lights out. I am very interested in a Luis Ortiz road or home start because Cincinnati is not a great team away from home.
You know what I love about the Ortiz stuff is that his splits, 25% strikeout rate versus lefties, 26 strikeout rate against righties. Right? Equal opportunist when it comes to striking guys out. Because sometimes you look at splits and it's like, man, he's got like an 11% strikeout rate versus righties, can't get him out, but versus lefties, it's 30%. So then the average like strikeout rate is kind of skewed a little bit. Nah, he's just out there striking out 1 out of every 4. Doesn't really matter what the what the matchup is for him. And we've obviously picked on him for the lefty numbers in years past. The home runs are really the only thing that continues to be a little bit of a problem for him. 195 batting average, 312 WOBA against. I'm sure some of the peripheral numbers probably suggest, the expected numbers there are probably a little bit better against him than that. But he's holding them down. Righties are hitting 276 off of him, but still only a 350 slugging, a 312 WOBA, basically a half a homer per 9. What's getting to him this year versus righties is the batting average and balls in play, 371 on batting average and balls in play against righties. So we obviously know Cincinnati, that lineup there, they're going to put a bunch of lefties in there. The way their lineup is sort of constructed with Friedel and Ellie and Lux and all that. So power may be an issue with the 1.5 homers per 9, but I like the Ortiz play a lot, especially at home there.
He faced him in Great American. I mean, it's not, we say this all the time, like that. You can't just like be like, oh, well, he had success last time, so he's going to do it again. But at least he's been able to navigate lineups with a lot of lefties.
No home runs allowed the last 3 games with Detroit, LA, and New York.
New York. Yep.
I'm with you there. Yep. I like the Ortiz play. Under Yuri, Springs on the road. Yeah, maybe something there. $6,800. Bayo, Savali, our boy Ernie. Cincinnati called up Wade Miley, wasting American dollars, giving Wade Miley a roster spot. They have Chase Burns in Double-A, who's like will probably be the number 1 prospect, if not the number 1 pitching prospect in baseball come next year. Guy threw a complete game, like 11 strikeouts in minor leagues. He only throws 7 innings in AAA, or go 7 innings in AAA. So Chase Burns is unbelievable, and they're letting Wade Miley take the Hunter Green spot instead. I don't know how long that much will last when Rhett Lauder comes back or whatever, but not going to go there. Obviously not going to go Burrows. Heaney left with some cramping. I was hopeful maybe Bubba Chandler would make a debut at some point. Doesn't seem like that's happening.
Never.
So would you play anybody under Yuri here?
The Springs one, interesting because like in theory the spot like out of his home ballpark is good, and he has been good on the road. This is a real test because the Angels have so many right-handed bats that are hitting home runs. I mean, we're at a point where Joe Adell and Chris Taylor are hitting home runs like every day. And that's scary because the Angels already hit a lot of home runs. And if Joe Adell and Chris Taylor are 2 of them, like thumpers last week, well, that's terrifying. But I also could see him strike out 9 Angels, and that wouldn't surprise me either. So, yeah, I think Springs is is interesting, but everything else, no thanks.
Catcher, we go 9-game slate. We talked Kyle Raleigh already, and there's like 26 homers.
He is $6,000, and it's not even.
Dude, you cover the name, and you have a dude with 26 homers, 52 RBIs, and 1,000 OPS. You're like, oh, Matt Olson's having a great start to the year or something like that.
Dude, he has 7 steals.
Yeah, that's fair too.
He has 7 steals.
So listen, he's a catcher by position, but the bat obviously it's like Salvi Perez that year. He had like 48 homers. It's just a different guy. But at least Salvi had like 1B eligibility that year. You could play him in a spot that made sense. Drake Baldwin at 4,200 against Savali makes some sense there. Augustin Ramirez at 4K. Narvaez homered tonight against Rodon. I mean, got him at 37, still hitting the ball really well. Fry,
David Fry.
Yeah.
David Fry
dude, it feels like all Cleveland's been facing is lefties lately. So Fry at 31 versus Miley is going to be mega chalk here.
I wish it was any other lefty but Wade Miley because I'd use him because Cleveland can't hit lefties.
Yeah, I would do David Fry. I saw that you pitched what's his face today. Sort of bad pitcher for the Red Sox a few years back.
Was he on the Red Sox?
Blanking is Brandon Walter, right? That's what it was.
Walter.
Shut him down.
Walter.
Shut him
down.
6
innings, 6 innings.
Absolutely shut them down today. But David Fry 31 will get a lot of love for sure. Anything else?
Yeah, Darno's been really good if he's in the lineup.
Okay.
He's 2,600. I'm telling you, there's so many. The Angels have so many righties in their lineup going against Springs. It's going to be.
And you were, something. I remember when Darno was in the lineup the other day, and you were like, I kind of wish he wasn't. And then he
homered. Yeah. Well, yeah. I actually played him, so it ended up working. But like, I didn't. Not that I didn't want Darno in the lineup. I just wanted Logan O'Hoppe in the
lineup. First base. What is this?
He got hit.
Just give me a heart attack.
Yeah, you got hit by a pitch.
Don't need that in my life. All right, so obviously Ohtani, Freeman are up there. Matt Olson versus Savali at 5K. Certainly doable here. Aranda versus Bayo. We keep talking the Bayo Achilles heel is lefty power. He's gonna have his work cut out for him in this matchup. I think he just face? Were they just in Tampa Bay recently, or is that for Bayo?
I don't think so. No, he made a home start against some other bad pitcher. It was the Kikuchi game.
Okay.
It was the Kikuchi
6 innings.
game.
Actually pitched fairly well in that game. But again, a lot of lefty power. Bayo is going to be up against in this matchup, so that could be a bit scary.
Vladdy gets a reverse splits pitcher in Payante.
Is he ever going to homer again? What do you think?
Yeah, he did this last year.
All right.
He hit 5 going into June last year, so he's ahead of pace.
Yeah, that's fair. Naylor's got Hancock at 44. He's slowed down a bit. Romy keeps hitting. Gavin Sheets versus May 36.
Yeah, it's a good one. May's actually got some pretty good peripheral numbers on his side.
Okay. Burleson versus Barrios. We know the lefty versus Barrios play. Fry can be played here.
Toro,
CES.
Toro and CES. Toro just homered.
Just now?
Yeah.
Switch hitter. So I'll be on the left side versus Boz there. That's probably all I got.
Yeah.
Okay. Second base. Ketel Marte up at the top at 55. Brandon Lau at $4,800. Mentioned Power versus Bayo. Gonna stick out there. Any other guys in the 4K and up range for you at second?
You can always play Brendan Donovan. He's very good at baseball.
Okay.
Nothing else that sticks out above 4K though.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Let's see. Man,
Edmundo, 34.
Yeah, Edmundo versus the lefty. Again, Lux, he's not a power guy, but if Ortiz with the 1.4 homers per nine there.
Marcelo Mayer.
Christian Campbell's actually starting to hit the ball again lately.
He just had his fourth hit.
Yeah,
seconds ago.
Yeah, and he homered off of Rodon, and then starting to come back around. So whatever injury Campbell had, figuring it out. 32. Mayer $2,900. If Hamilton's in the lineup, $2,900 for him too. Weird Red Sox infield there.
Max Muncy has homered in 2 of his last 3, and the other Max Muncy.
Yeah, he figured it out. Yeah, sure, could go there. Let's see, nothing else for me down here. Third base.
Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor versus the lefty. Yeah,
okay. 2,200. He has 4 extra base hits in his last 4 games.
Okay. Ramirez versus Miley is $5,400. Devers against Baz at 53. He got the evil eyes from Cora tonight for not running on a ground ball.
Yeah, it was an ugly one. I don't know how he didn't beat it out. Should have beat it out for sure.
He stopped running.
Yeah, he did. He did actively stop running, but brother,
basically just jogged it through. So and then he got the flash to the replay, and Cora asked if he was hurt, and he said no, and then Cora just long stared him down the dugout. So, we'll see. Never know. Something could happen there. Suarez $4,800 always live for homer, especially against Hancock there. Riley, same thing versus Savale. Machado's been really good. Caminero with the lead power. The other Max Muncy, the real Max Muncy, please stand up. 4K. Even though Pavetta's been good, Muncy obviously can see the ball now. So third base, pretty strong there up at the top.
Strong to very strong. Basically no wrong answer. No wrong answer. Machado's homering every day right now. He's hitting 320 now. I don't think there's a wrong answer above 4K.
I really don't think so either. Figure out your stack and plug it in. Bohm versus lefty Boyd at 38. Shaw versus Wheeler. Probably not going to go there, but Sosa's there. Barger, 33. I know you said reverse splits, but
yeah, Payante's been reverse splits for the last couple of years, but they hit Barger third, the $3,300 third hitter.
Yeah. No, when you have that kind of power, you got to get him in a spot to drive in runs.
Speaking of power, Caleb Durbin.
walking off bomb. Rengifo used to hit lefties. I don't know what happened to him there, but he's at Springs at 27.
He did used to take a bat to the plate. That's correct.
He did. Yeah. Meyer, we talked about.
Philly's called up Otto Kemp. He's mid salary.
Okay.
He's raked at AAA.
But he's not. I guess so. 14 homers, huh? He wasn't a power guy though, was he? I mean, I guess so. I didn't think he was a power guy, but
look at the numbers, brother.
I see. I can't argue them.
It doesn't matter what they were. Yeah, his picture. I will say this: his picture on Baseball Reference looks just like Bryce Harper. If you quick look at it, you look. It's Bryce Harper.
A little bit, I guess.
It got some Bryce Harper in him, dude.
Is this the mustache?
He's got some Bryce. I don't know. Looks like Bryce Harper. They got 2 Bryce Harpers on the same team.
16 homers in 500 plate appearances last year across 4 minor league stops. So, all right, who knows? We'll see. Probably won't get there. Shortstop. I mean, Nato, Turner, Ellie, Betts, Jacob Wilson's on pace to do everything. $5,100.
He's just on pace to hit 700 this year. He's just never going to get out again.
Yeah. Yep.
It's almost more surprising at this point when he gets out.
I mean, dude, his Underdog is starting to tweet out the 1.5 total bases props for him. Jacob Wilson has multi hits in 7 of 8, 1.5 over under his total bases today. Can get it done in 1 swing, can get it done in 2 because he's going to get the ball in play. So, which is all you really need. You need a guy that's just going to put the ball in play, and he finds the hole. So, $5,100 for him.
Yeah.
Perdomo's in a great spot. And Xavier Edwards, obviously, against Burrows, live for some stolen bases if he gets on base. Bichette's been good. I mean, another really good spot at shortstop here?
Yeah, short's always I feel like the toughest one. Really good answers everywhere. What stands out to me is always Zach Nato against a lefty. Death taxes Zach Nato against a lefty. Like that's Zach Neto. Zach Neto. Mookie Homer, just wanted to point that out. He's been kind of better. Jake Wilson's obviously awesome. Geraldo, 2025 All-Star. He's kind of hit the skids a little bit. So
maybe not 2025 All-Star.
Yeah, no, I think he's probably played well enough to get there. That's probably it. I mean, Bichette, as you mentioned, is good.
Outfield. Unless there was a value shortstop. I forgot. I didn't think there was, but was there a value that you had?
No, but shout out to Aurelvis Martinez. He's back from his steroid excursion. Not in the majors, but he is homering again in minors. I found that interesting.
Sometimes they can. Outfield. Acuna versus Savali. Carroll. You'll have power versus power with Perez and the Cruz right away.
Yep, right away.
$5,500 for him. Schwarber can still hit lefties.
Still hit, dude. He looks like Babe Ruth against lefties this year.
Yeah,
his numbers against lefties are better than they are against righties.
Yeah. Duran, good spot. Trout, power. Josh Lowe, 5K.
They hit him. I found it interesting. They hit him 6th over the weekend, which was a little bit interesting.
Sure.
Probably not gonna play him at 5K unless he's lead. I want him at lead off if he's 5K.
Okay. I mean, 6 is still a run driving in position, but I understand where you're coming from. Most everybody else up here is a top four hitter. So
I'm just saying, like they hit him 6. I don't know.
That's fair. Jackson Merrill's 47, but he did say the numbers on May look a little better.
Rooker's been good.
Yeah. Friedel's 45. Springer.
Taylor Ward home run.
Power. Yeah. Weiler. Some people suggesting that maybe this is the Roman Anthony spot. Homestand, long homestand.
Yeah,
called up here, so we'll see.
I don't even know what the point of speculating is. Just there's no point. I mean,
he had a 500-foot grand slam the other day, so
they didn't call. And then it's like perfect opportunity. You can just call him up the next day. You have a night game. You're the only team in baseball with a night game, and then they don't call him up. So
so some people suggesting maybe start of the homestand here. Since they're in Worcester, that he just takes the 90-minute drive down the Mass Pike to Boston, but probably not.
Well, we all believe you, Boston. We all know you can do it.
Listen, they took 2 out of 3 from New York, so they're riding high right now.
It's not over yet. Second and third for the Yankees right now.
All right. I don't know what inning it is, so I guess
it's the 8th. It's not over yet.
It's 9-5.
You have a terrible bullpen.
I don't know if Chapman, who tripped and rolled his ankle the other day. Cover the bag.
He sure did. They're going to Greg Weissert. So
Weissert struck out the side the other day.
He did.
Dude, anytime Brendan Bernardino comes in a game, it's an absolute disaster. I don't care that his ERA is 2.73. Speaking from experience of watching this team, I never want to see that man on the.
He pitches a lot.
He does, and I feel like every time I watch him, he's giving up runs. He's got 2.1 ERA. I never see it. I always see the runs he gives up. Anyways, Nick Castellanos is 4K against a lefty and Boyd. So you have that, dude. So, Marcell Ozuna is $4,000. I get it.
Yep, he's playing through the hip.
Yeah,
the hip is like clearly he's just dead. He can't.
I know. It's so crazy. I mentioned Reynolds obviously coming around again, but Perez we kind of like there. Magnum,
Jesus Sanchez.
Yeah, dude. Power and speed, dude, out of this guy. 6 steals.
Yep. Good power, good speed. Good matchup against Burrows, too.
I like it.
If Soler is in the lineup, I don't think he will be because the groin, but if he is,
he's a lefty matchup.
Angel Martinez, if he's batting second, but
sure.
Dane Myers. Dane Myers is like hitting 300 this year. I mean, what?
Mentioned Barger, Verdugo, Victor Scott's got some speed. Joe Adele.
Yo, freaking Adele, dude.
333, 5 homers. Listen, he teases us with this. Guy was a top prospect. You know, he just strikes out way too much. Strikes out way too much.
If he's gonna just hit home runs, though, like if Joe Adele could flirt with 30 home runs, you know?
Yeah. Dude, that whole team is gonna hit 30 while hitting 25. So
and win 77 games.
Yeah.
Because they
have no farm system. So
no.
It is what
you know what? You know how they could have gotten one? I don't know if you heard of this.
Ohtani.
I don't know if you heard of this player they used to have, but he could pitch and he can hit. He's basically Air Bud. But
I told you like 3 weeks ago, I think it was Jeff Bassan or somebody that said they turned down a Jackson Merrill package.
They did.
For Ohtani.
You did.
2 years ago.
I think on this program.
On this show, yeah. Jackson Merrill plus prospects for Shohei Ohtani. And they said, no, we're good. We're going to trade for Lucas Giolito.
And then drop him 2 weeks later.
Yeah, what a disaster. I almost just swore. That's how horrid they handled that.
I almost just swore.
Dude, I literally almost dropped an F-bomb about how bad they just managed that.
I would have been so mad at you if we would have had to redo the show.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to monetize it.
That's true. That's true.
I would have had not suitable for children, not looking for ads. John swore. Anything else?
What a bullet dodge there.
Dude, seriously.
Denzel Clark, I mean, he's been better.
Dude, that catch he made over the weekend?
Dude, he is a rare breed of center fielder. Because he did that to Alejandro Kirk in Toronto where he Spider-Man the wall. And and I had Kirk and I was watching it. I was like, all right, like whatever. It would have been cool to have.
He ran full speed into the wall.
Sick. And then was okay.
And it was okay, and it held on to it, right?
Just jogged off. Was all good. Like, yeah, he is a special breed of outfielder. Like, you always talk about Ceddanne Rafaela, but like,
yeah, well, he's the number one defensive run save center fielder.
I'm not like saying he's not. I'm just saying like Clark is clearly going to, the more he
probably
plays
have
out
a
there,
Gold Glove in the future.
Yeah, there is like,
if he cannot hit 220, right? He's got to be able to stay in the league.
Well, you should know. Speaking from experience, you had Jackie Bradley Jr. play for you for 10 years.
Jackie Bradley Jr. won an ALCS MVP award. So
I'm not saying Denzel Clark will do that. I'm just saying that Denzel Clark or Jackie Bradley Jr. stayed in the league hitting 220 for a long time.
Yeah, that's fair. He also hit like 30 homers in 1 year. So
Did he?
He had a lot of homers one season. I don't know the full amount here, but let's see. Wasting everybody's time looking up Jackie Bradley Jr. stats. We'll get you guys core play in a second. He 26 in 2016.
That's honestly an upset. I would have definitely taken the under.
Yeah, he had 220 homer seasons in his career. Is a 225 career hitter.
And how many Gold Gloves?
Only one, believe it or not. Robbed. Kevin Kiermaier, man, that dude just.
That's true. That's true.
Hard to win Gold Gloves when Kevin Kiermaier's in your division.
That's true. Played for every team in the division, I think. Kevin Kiermaier.
Pretty much.
Except Boston? Is that the only?
Might have been. Mookie Betts won a Gold Glove in 2016. I think that was his rookie season.
Shout out to Mookie. Now playing shortstop.
All right. Wasting enough every time. Core plays. We are going up to Sale and Yuri, probably, right? We'll give you the two pitchers that we're going to start our lineup builds most likely with. And then what? What's the spot we're looking to tackle here?
I mean, Arizona, obviously.
Is it Arizona home versus Hancock?
So good. Atlanta lefties, Tampa Bay lefties, Angels righties are super cheap.
Yeah. We had the matchup there against Boyd as well. If we wanted like some of the like Amundo Sosa.
Yeah, the lefties there too. Even though they just got blanked by the Pirates for like 3 straight games.
Yeah, well, there.
Other than Skeens did pitch in one of those games.
Boston's home. We can play like Meyer 29 or Campbell. Or something like
that's true.
But we do. I guess we do have to make a decision here. So where do we want to start our lineups?
Let's do one of those cheap Red Sox players.
Right.
Meyer or Campbell. I mean, I think Boz, if I remember correctly, Boz is reverse splits, if I remember correctly. He hasn't been good.
So giving him a lot of home runs.
He is big time reverse splitsy.
All right. So then we want
Christian Campbell. Yeah, $3,200.
Works. X spot first here. What was our spend up hitter?
Spend up hitter.
Okay.
Ronald,
Carroll,
Corby, Ronald, Cattell. Oh, we can't play Cattell. He's second. That sucks.
Campbell can play the outfield. Oh no, we can't. He took it away.
Yeah, took it away. Jose Ramirez, 54.
Yeah.
Devers.
I feel like uncommitted to this to some of these plays, man.
Corby, 56. I mean, he just does things in bunches. He just has a massive ceiling.
I agree. Maybe pair him up with like Suarez.
Corby hitting 259 is a little bit surprising.
He's cooled a little bit. They sat him back-to-back games. Makes me wonder. I mean, unless you know the reason for that, if there's like an injury or something.
No, they didn't say it. They did not say anything.
New David Fry. All right. Sale, Perez, Fry, Campbell, Suarez, Carroll. 4K left to fill out your final 4 spots. We'll get the whole lineup in the Discord for all of you guys tuning in. Appreciate y'all supporting us. Grande and Keith will be live at 5 this week. Not this week, for Monday. So catch them on the live show. Grande will have your playbook, and we'll catch you later.